What's up, folks and fellow collectors? Today we're going to dial the clock back to 1961. This is a year where Lincoln cents were struck by the hundreds of millions, but only a very small handful are worth serious collector attention. From blazing red business strikes to one of the nicest Denver coins you'll ever see, plus a proof and a sneaky little RPM you do not want to overlook. 1961 has more depth than people give it credit for, so we're going to jump into it. Let's paint a landscape. The year is 1961. Kennedy is in office, the mint is running full steam, and the Lincoln cent, it's still being produced in that classic 95% copper alloy. Philadelphia strikes more than 756 million pennies for this year. Denver cranks out more than 1.7 billion, and over in the proof division, the mint turns out a little more than 3 million specially polished pieces for us collectors. Now on paper, nothing seems rare here. Everything's common, everything's easy to find, until you start chasing condition. Because the real story of 61 is this: most of the cents from this year were not preserved. They picked up hits, they toned, they got jarred around in bags and pockets. High-end coins, they're really tough to find. Let's start with Philadelphia. Even though the mintage is massive, more than 756 million, very few good condition survivors are seen today. So when a clean, fully red MS67 comes along, collectors pounce on it. Back in 2019, an MS67 Red, certified by PCGS, sold for $480, and that makes perfect sense, pun intended. It has the look, smooth red surfaces, no carbon, no spots, no distracting hits across Lincoln's cheek or coat, just clean copper. These early 60s Philadelphia cents can get pretty chippy, so when one comes looking like this, it stands out fast. Now we head over west to Denver, and this is where the big money lives. Denver struck over $1 billion 1961 pennies, and almost all of them are dirt common, except at the highest levels of grading and condition. On April 4th of 2025, a gorgeous MS67 Plus Red would go through auction and brought in $3,240. Why? Well, the answer's simple. It's one of the finest known. At the plus level as well, you get booming copper gold luster to this, no distracting marks across it, and that crisp Denver strike that gives Lincoln's beard and coat real texture. For registry collectors especially, this is the kind of coin you fight for. In MS67, it's already tough. In MS67 Plus, it's something you'll never forget about. It's an elite territory coin, and as of early 2025, nothing finer exists. Next up, a piece that comes from a whole different side of the mint, the proof division. Proof cents aren't accident coins, of course, they're purpose-built, struck on polished dies meant for collectors like you and me. In April of 2025, a PR67 Red Brown sold for $114. And really, I think that's a sweet spot for collectors. You get the mirrored fields, the sharp details. Look at the steps, the beard, the lettering. It all pops. But because this example has just a hint of brown mixing with the red, it lands in that red-brown category instead of full red and falls a little short value-wise. Still, for under $150, owning a top-end proof from 1961 is a no-brainer for anyone building out a year set or a proof run. And then we've got the curveball, the RPM. If you're new to the term, it means the Denver Mint punched the D into the die more than once. And in this case, one of those impressions sits horizontally under the primary mint mark. On July 22nd of 2025, an MS65 Red example of the D over horizontal D, RPM 1, FS501, so a mouthful, sold for $64. And that's actually a really fair price for what it is. It's a neat variety, it's collectible, but not ultra rare. What makes it fun is that you can still cherry pick these out of pocket change today. Look in your 1961 D rolls. If you see a mint mark that looks doubled sideways or a bit stretched horizontally, you may have the real thing. So that's the story of 1961. Huge mintages, tiny survival rates at the top conditions, a Denver banger, a clean proof, and one of the more interesting RPMs of the early 60s. Whether you're building a registry set, a date and mint run, or you just love hunting for Lincoln cents and varieties, 1961 has a little something for every collector. If you enjoyed the deep dive into the 1961 pennies, hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you've been coming across in your coin, banknote, and collectible searches. I love reading about that stuff. So I'll see you guys in the comments, in the community tab, and in the next video. Have an awesome day.